Wisdom has built a house. She has hewn out 7 pillars. She has sent out her maids, and she calls from the highest point of the city, "Let all who are simple come in here." She says to those who lack judgment, "Come." The woman Folly or foolishness is loud. She is undisciplined and without knowledge. She sits at the door of her house on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. "Let all who are simple come in here," she says to those who lack judgment. So these are verses taken from Proverbs chapter 9. So wisdom also has built her house, and she is calling out to those who are simple, that is, those who are not very wise, who are simple minded. So, it's a more pleasant way to say, those who are a little bit, you know, dumb maybe in today's language. So, those who are not very intelligent, those who are not very smart, they were called simple minded. And wisdom is calling to them. Wisdom is telling them that come and, I will tell you the way in which you should live. So wisdom says, leave your simple ways and you will live. Walk in the ways of understanding. So don't be following your old ways of ignorance, foolishness. Learn to be wise, learn to be understanding, and you will live. But you see, folly or foolishness, okay, uh, adamant foolishness, people who are purposely wanting to do the wrong thing. They know it is wrong and they want to do it. That is foolishness, right? You see, many people, let us do this, let us do that, let's break these rules. They know it is wrong, and doing something knowingly when it is wrong, it is foolishness, because the punishment will be there. So the evil one is called as Folly. Again, she also comes, the devil also, he represents himself exactly the same way that God represents himself. God shows himself in his wisdom, and the devil shows himself in his folly. Wisdom is represented as a woman, and folly too is a woman. Wisdom also goes to the highest point of the city. Okay, she sends out her maids there and she calls from the highest point of the city. And foolishness has built a house itself in the highest point of the city. So sometimes we mistake, the devil or the foolishness, the bad things, because you see, oh, this is seeming very wise. Wisdom is sending people to the highest point of the city to call, but, foolishness, folly is already there. In fact, a house is there in the highest point of the city. She's just sitting outside her house, sits at the door of a house on a seat at the highest point of the city and calling. And she is also using the exact same words that wisdom is using. Wisdom also is telling, "Let all who are simple come in here." And folly also is telling, "Let all those who are simple come in here." Right? And folly's house is right there on the top of the city. She is using the exact words, and she is also targeting the exact people. Okay, people who lack judgment. And her advice is, stolen waters are sweet, food eaten in secret is delicious, right? And wisdom's advice is, leave your simple ways, walk in the way of understanding, you will live. But folly's way is, in verse 18, little do they know that the dead are there. All her guests are in the depths of the grave. So folly is calling you to go to the grave, to die, to, go into death. So many times we also are mistaken. When you see a lot of things, music was something God created. You see the Psalms from the beginning, Miriam, from the time they came out of Egypt also, Miriam took a tambourine and sang and praised God, right? So music was something that God created, and even in Genesis itself, we see that, about Jubal, he was one who made music, and Jabal was the one who lived at the mountain. So, um, from the beginning, God ordained music. But today, you see, many times music, is taken up by the devil. You see, the most interesting music is, secular music. Similarly, many things that God has given us, the devil has taken to use and to abuse. Uh, so many times, some people will say, our religion is also the same, or even, we also have the same beliefs. So, but it is so easy to be, uh, so easy to, fall into the trap of foolishness, so easy to be deceived. So some things may seem very similar. Oh, they also have the same rules, they also have the same laws, they also have the same beliefs. But there will always be a but. If it is not from God, there will always be a but there. And, it is always good to pray and ask God to give you the discerning spirit. Ask God for His wisdom, ask God for His understanding. If you don't know whether what you're following is right or wrong, if you don't know, if you have any confusion, what is this lady saying? Is she right or am I right? Just pray out, ask God to give you the wisdom. And it doesn't matter whatever you think is God. Just put it out there in the universe. Just say, God, if you're there, if you are the real God, answer me, give me the wisdom, give me the discerning spirit, give me understanding, give me knowledge, intelligence. Help me to know which is the truth, which is not the truth. Help me to know you. And God will definitely reveal Himself to you, and He will reveal the truth to you. So don't believe what I say. Directly call on God. And God will answer you, because God loves you. God has created you and He loves you, and He will do anything that you ask of Him. But He is just waiting for you to call on Him and to talk to Him and to ask Him whatever you want. So today is the day. Pray, ask God, ask Him for His wisdom, ask Him for His discernment, ask Him to reveal Himself to you, and this God who loves you will definitely answer your prayer. Remember, God's love is unlimited. God's love is unconditional. God loves you.